The Nissan Nation podcast is a presentation of DRB and KGB Media.
Hey guys, it's Carl Muscles. You're listening to the Nissan Nation podcast, and I'm representing for the Frontiers.
Recorded live, coast to coast, it's the Nissan Nation podcast. From camping, racing, and all points in between. The NNP is your Nissan Nation podcast. Now start your engines and welcome in the hosts, David and Danny.
Strong. Your voice like a melodious trumpet bellowing through the orchestrated life of electronics.
What is going on, Nissan Nation? Yeah, the voice you just heard there was the Dan Groders. He's bringing us in tonight. What is going on, Dan?
Oh, not much. Living the dream, 1 second at a time. Oh, there goes another one. Dreaming, living it. That's right, buddy.
So, from what I could tell of your Facebook, you've been a busy man this weekend. How's this weekend treating you?
I had all kinds of stuff going on, man. I took my daughter and her little friend, my 8-year-old daughter, took her and her friend up in Big Bear, up in the mountains to go camping. We did some hiking, some camping, stayed overnight, and then the next day we had some crazy monsoon roll in, start pouring water on us, so we packed our stuff up and headed home.
Nice.
Not too far of a drive, but yeah, and there was all kinds of fires in the roads. It was kind of crazy, but
it's like Armageddon over there, man.
It is. It's all kinds of crazy going on over here in California. We don't know what's going on. Apparently there was a hurricane down off of the coast of Mexico that sent in all kinds of rain, but yeah, and then today it was 5 hours at the beach, 2 hours at the pool, and so I'm sitting here relaxing, enjoying a beer, sunburnt as all hell. My face feels like it's on fire, so I'm trying to cool it by getting drunk.
Well, hey, we all have our own ways. It's all right.
I'm trying to cool it by I'm going to review the beer that I'm drinking right now.
That's right. So tonight we're no interviews tonight. It's just the Dan and Dave show. Do a couple fun things. We've had a couple listeners sell us a few beers. I'll be honest, the Bud Light thing, there's no need to review that beer.
Well, no, Dave, we have our listeners, and we're going to. I personally have drank those beers, and I'll throw down a little review on those if you'd like.
Right, and we've got the big summer movie review for us.
Ooh, yeah, the big summer review. We're gonna review all the big hit movies that we may or may not have seen.
Yeah, we'll review them either way. We're gonna review those movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everything I see out in California, man, it's just hell on earth. It's like trucks catching on fire by wind.
Yeah, man, I saw that truck. Did you see that?
I did.
Here?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we could see that from where I was camping, man. That was
like
one of my buddies had to like redirect and drive through some crazy desert area to get up to us because he got stuck behind that because he was coming from Vegas. That was like right down the road from where we were at.
Man, that is dude, y'all just have everything. You've got Disneyland,
it's crazy, man.
Disneyland, the movies, and fires. What else do you need?
Fires, yeah.
I mean, that's a weekend right there. So
we have monsoon rains that we don't actually get any technical water from. It just comes in, dumps, runs out to the ocean, and we're just left here sunburnt, and thirsty.
Now I know why Nissan left California.
Yeah.
So
sunburnt, thirsty, and can't afford our mortgage.
Yeah. Damn taxes. Hey man, not to belittle you or beat you up on this, but how's the race truck going? Any kind of fun coming up for you guys?
Well, Dave, the owner of the race truck, went ahead and broke his leg. So we are destined to sputter out and die in a miserable fire of disappointment and misery.
So the 2015 has treated you guys well for the race truck, huh?
Now that the race truck's finally done, Dave's broken. So I want to race it. I want to get in the driver's seat and race it. But yeah, he's having second thoughts about me being a full-time driver, having 0 seat time, and so we're talking out because we have a race supposedly.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've not heard this, you are part of the people hiding in closet Dan, I shared this with Dan a few weeks ago. This is a band called Ladybaby, and I just wanted to break in with this. Let me turn this down a little bit.
Just have it in the background, just blasting a little bit.
All right, there we go.
People can enjoy this whackness.
This crazy. I heard this on another podcast. What is that podcast? Anyways, they were talking about this band from Japan, and it's hey, Nissan. It's Japanese. It's all relevant, I guess. But they were talking about this wrestler guy from Australia, and he, I guess, decided to start a band, like a death metal band, a pop death metal band. I forget what they call that in Japan, but like this.
I don't even know if there's a category for that out here, man.
Well, like these pop girls. But if you can see the video, you have to search this on YouTube, everybody.
Everybody needs to just get a little taste of that video.
I'm currently looking at this long-haired guy in the middle of these two little hot Asian girls, but they're dressed in the typical Asian schoolgirl costumes, and the dude is dressed in it too, man.
Yeah, it's like if Gwar went over to Japan and decided to make a pop video with like two like Japanese pop sensation girls.
Yeah, but he dances like it's all choreographed, your typical Japanese choreographed dancing, and then
what's it called again, so people can look it up like immediately?
Ladybaby.
I want people while they're listening to this to go on their computer or phone or whatever and look up Ladybaby on YouTube and watch the video.
Hashtag Ladybaby and then hashtag the NNP, man, so we can see what y'all think of this.
Give us a shout out for that one.
Oh my God!
You may or may not be able to get that time back in your life. That's all I'm gonna say.
But it was funny when I posted this to you. You were like, "What the f is this? What did I just watch?"
It was a random post. You're like, "Hey, check this out," and I clicked on it. And I was sitting there over at the military base at my computer, and I think I was on my computer on the base, and I was sitting there on the old military computer watching that. And my boss scoots his chair over, and he's like, "What the hell are you watching right now?" And I was just sitting there like mouth agape, staring at the screen, and I looked at him and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm watching. Government dollars, hard at work.
Yeah. Anyways, let me crank this down just a little bit. But so yeah, y'all definitely check that out. I had to surprise Dan with that here tonight, and but yeah, it's this guy. He was from Australia, and I guess he's a wrestler, like a pro style, WWE wrestler guy. And somehow he's hooked up with these two girls to create this pop death metal band. But like I said, they all dress in women's clothing, and he's this guy.
They dress in like Japanese anime girl clothing.
Yes.
Like not just women's clothing, like knee high tight things, little skirts, and like schoolgirl outfits. And
they're doing like all the dances, like the anime dances. And like the dude in the middle of it, he's like he's all hardcore with his eyes closed, rah, 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 rah. And then the next minute he does the little peace sign and this big girly smile, and so yeah. Anyway, here let me cut this crap off here.
Yeah, just play it for a second.
I wish y'all could see the video I'm watching. Oh, he's doing the peace thing. I'll snap this and I'll put it on our website.
Post a picture of that thing. That's a good one, man.
All right, but so there we go. There's Ladybaby, and it, like I said, we're Japanese cars, so why not throw some Japanese music up there, man?
It totally pertains to what we're talking about on the Foundation podcast.
All right, man. So let's get to some news, Dan. I mean, after that, I mean, how can we not?
Something fresh from the hot off the presses. What do we got, Dave? What do we got today for news?
Oh, God, this Corona's good tonight, man. Let's see. Nissan will boost Rogue output by 100,000 units and add 2 variants. This is pretty big news because this is their number one selling SUV right now, which means I guess if they're having to boost it up that much, they're selling a shit ton of them things.
Yeah, if you look at the history, they've been cranking those things out. It's like one of their number one sellers.
I think it's only behind Altima in sales.
Yeah.
So let's see. Nissan moved last week to give the U.S. dealers more of one of its hottest selling products by tapping into Japan. So what they're going to do is, I guess they're going to have Japan start cranking up some U.S. made or U.S. production cars to meet.
Yeah, it's like
demand.
I don't think they can keep up with the demand. Apparently, from what I'm reading, it doesn't sound like they're cranking out enough here, and they just can't, because they have, what is it, 2 plants out here. I mean, the Smyrna's huge, but
Right.
It sounds like they need to just plant
Crank
some
more.
of their extra stuff out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think some of this has to do with the yen dollar thing, man. It for the longest time, Nissan's had to really push cars to America because the yen was so much higher than the dollar. Well, now I guess Japan's not in a recession, but they're in flux a little bit, and the dollars came up, and it's allowed that where it's cheap again to bring some cars back. So I guess timing was right.
Hold on a second, Dave. Are you spitting out economics on the Nissan podcast?
I am,
Hang
bro.
on, economics?
Economics. But yeah, so I know when I worked for the plant, that was a big thing with they were wanting to get like 95% of their cars that they sell in America built in America due to that. And so I guess, it's timing's right they can start shoving some more of their cars over this way instead of, us just building them all ourselves, I guess it's good. I mean, it means they're selling a ton of cars, I know that I've been looking at the numbers. The past month or so has been slightly down, but by 0.01% or something. So it's, they're still selling a bunch of cars versus when the recession was here.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're also, let's see, they got a hybrid coming in this little thing, man. They're
they got the hybrid.
The Rogue's going to be hybrid.
Rogue hybrid. It looks like it's going to be coming for sale. And from what I was reading, it looks like they used to be doing kind of like a hybrid that was licensed from Toyota, and now they're doing their full Nissan hybrid.
Right.
So it looks like they're going to be really pushing to kind of do their own thing and keep up with their.
I know at one time the Altima was using the Toyota's whatever the electric part of their deal to be hybrid.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is big news. That thing already gets 30-some miles per gallon. So I haven't read any of the numbers yet, but I can only imagine that they're going to get near 40 with that thing. I would hope.
Yeah.
It's it's based on the Altima platform. So and Altima's getting 30, 35 somewhere in there. So.
Right.
Add some electricity to that, and let's go, man. And
scooter stick, as they call.
But it proves that Nissan has been real committed to they opened up a new battery plant here in Middle Tennessee just to start building batteries for the Leaf, and then now it's transferring into their cars. And like it or not, when we've discussed this before, but hybrids are here to stay.
With cafe standards, I'm sure that's one of the big reasons that they had to do that. They had to bring more hybrids into their lineups to satisfy the our cafe standards. So
right,
they're going to be here for a while, I'm sure.
Well, the funny thing is, like on the hybrids on the bigger vehicles, it doesn't seem to work well. I know GM monkeyed around with their Suburbans and stuff, and they make hybrids. They got
hybrid 20 mpg.
Yeah, it got like 2 more miles a gallon. But I did read with the Pathfinder. They did make a hybrid Pathfinder, but they're going away. There's going to be no more.
Yeah.
And it can't be due to sales because they're actually selling a bunch of that vehicle. But I'm assuming that it's just the cost of it and the little gains they're getting from it.
Right.
But hey, more power to them. Let's have electric cars, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe self-driving electric cars, like we discussed a few episodes back.
Right, with the Hummer machines.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like also 2016, the Rogue is going to be kind of switched up a little bit. It looks like they're going to be bringing in the European version to kind of take over the Rogue spot.
Well, it's the Road Select. Now
the Rogue Select. I'm sorry,
which is the Rogue Select was like their previous generation version of that car.
Yeah. So we'll see maybe a little bit of a little change in I don't know if it's a full change in chassis. It may be the same chassis, just kind of a little bit different body. Because the new one is called the Qashqai or Qashqai.
Oh, yeah. But
Apparently, so we'll see what that brings.
I'm curious if that means that this is their European version of that car. So I'm curious, does that mean that diesel might be a way to get diesel in over here for that?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because
I'm sure they have something like that.
Well, diesel's king in Europe, so
yeah, for sure.
But let's see here. Hell, man, I guess that's all the news I got tonight.
That's all the news. Old rogue news, and let's get back to beer and movies, man.
Beer and movies, man. Yeah.
Do what we do best. Bullshit a little bit.
Yeah. So we have, like I said, we have no interview tonight. We've planned this for a while. That we've just we honestly wanted to drink some beer and talk, and just kind of bullshit, and let's talk some movies, man.
Yeah, you just went and snagged up a little movie. Was it tonight that you saw it?
Yeah, we went and saw that Trainwreck, and let me tell you, that was a train wreck. Amy Schumer, who I love, I mean, she's pretty raunchy on some of the stuff that I've seen her on, but I do like out of all the women comics, to me, like, she's one of the funnier ones out there right now. She starred and she actually wrote this movie called Trainwreck, and Judd Apatow directed it, and who's the guy off in SNL that's in it? I don't know. You'd think we'd be prepared for this, but anyways, so she's basically some kind of like slutty girl that she don't want any commitments. She sleeps around a little bit. At first, her first boyfriend is this guy. He's a WWE wrestler, John Cena or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And he totally plays this. He's like this built dude, and it shows him like near naked in bed. They're in bed, and he's like acts like a chick. It's very funny, man. And he pulls it off, and it's got guys like LeBron James and some other. Matthew Broderick was in it. Yeah, Matthew Broderick was in it, and and there's this scene with Daniel Radcliffe, the dude from Harry Potter. Like it's this like indie film that keeps popping up for some reason, and he's like a dog walker, and it was pretty funny. But the movie's like 2 hours and 5 minutes long, and
wow.
Yeah,
for like a comedy kind of like.
Yeah, and I was at first, the first 30 minutes, you're kind of, I don't care if it's a turd movie, you're probably kind of excited into it and be like, yeah, this is good, and then it keeps dragging, and you're like, can we just get to the end? I mean, they're going to end up together, right? And spoiler alert, guys, on any movies we talk about tonight. I'll just go ahead and say that now. So if you don't like this, no, don't turn us off. Screw that. Don't turn it off. You just hang with us anyways. But so yeah, they he loves her, she loves him. They fight. They get back together. The end. I'm gonna give that one, Dan, out of 10 stars. I'm gonna give that one a 6. It was funny, but it just wasn't funny enough that I wanted to spend my $13 or $14 on it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
What have you seen here lately, man? Anything fun?
I haven't quite been out to the movies. I'm a wait for a rental guy. It has to be pretty epic to see in the movie theater. Having kids and
sure.
Younger kids and stuff. It costs like 7 times more to get babysitters and whatnot.
Right.
But I did rent a movie the other night, and this one just came out for rental, and it's Ex Machina, or Ex Machina, whatever you want to say it.
Right. I remember previews for this movie.
Yeah, and there's kind of some not so known actors that star in it, but it's basically the gist of it is this guy gets flown out to this crazy compound out in the middle of some jungles or some place out in the middle of nowhere. This compound, and he goes inside and. Yeah, spoiler alert, I'm kind of telling you how the whole movie goes. I'll try not to ruin the ending, but he goes into this facility, and there's this one guy who pretty much has created this AI, and it's a robot, and it's a girl. And the guy wants and it's pretty much one of his employees. He wants him to find out if this AI kind of passes this test to be like actual, if he can tell if it's an actual robot kind of. That's kind of the gist of it,
right?
But so it kind of goes through this and whether or not this robot is self-aware and so on and so forth, and it's a really slow movie, but it's really, really well done, and it keeps you kind of guessing as far as like what's going on. It's got some. The actors are pretty solid in it. And the wife fell asleep with it, but I think it's a little bit more of a geek movie because you kind of like work through some of the philosophical problems that they put forth in the movie. So,
Sure.
It's a little bit geeky as far as sci-fi is concerned. But I thought it was pretty good. Apart from being real slow, there's little to no action until the very, very end, and it's mostly just dialogue and character based. But it's really it's a really good movie. I'd give it a good 7.5 out of 10.
Right on.
I enjoyed it. It's a good rental. It's if you're kind of into that sci-fi stuff, it's worth the time to click it on and enjoy the evening.
Is that a Redbox kind of movie or?
I got it off Redbox Play, sir. Play. So I'm way more advanced than the Redbox.
Amazon Prime or something like that.
I'm sure you can probably get it off Amazon Prime. I got it off like iTunes or iMovie or whatever it is.
Right.
Probably get it off on demand, whatever cable provider you got.
Right. Nice, man. Then how about your kids, man? Are they into? Do they ever get to go to the big summer movies or anything?
I was looking at taking them over to go see the what's that new big one that just came out with the little guys? What is it
Minions.
called? Minions. Oh,
yes.
I think that is just like wrecking the box offices right now. I'm sure,
dude. I
haven't taken the kids yet though, man. It's
I went through that with my daughter and my son, man. Yeah, that and for those that don't know, these Minions come from the what was that Despicable Me movies?
Yeah, Despicable Me's. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of the story of how these little guys came to be, and it's pretty cute, man. It shows them through history. Like their whole purpose is to serve the evilest guy, I guess they can, and it shows them coming out of like the Big Bang Theory thing, and a fish walks out of the water, and they kind of are following him. So. And then it leads into they see a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and like he's the baddest guy around, so they're following him, and they accidentally kill him, and they just keep accidentally killing their masters, kind of thing. So
sweet.
It it's your typical kind of CGI, cartoony
kid movie.
Kid movie,
They
and
throw a bunch of stuff in for the adults to giggle at.
There's definitely some jokes that you can laugh at, and I think it's Sandra Bullock is like in this, and John Hamm is the two main voice characters.
Nice.
And I don't want to spoil all these movies, but it just shows them. It ends up in like the 1960s in England, and it kind of shows how they terrorize England a little bit, man. But on that one, I'll give that one an 8 out of 10 because
nice, right.
It's a kids movie.
Good for the kids.
Yeah. It there's a little bit of adult humor that these movies generally do that goes over your kid's head, but it was fun. It was a popcorn movie. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was. I was smarter for going to see that movie.
Yeah.
But
no, it's solid if you can take your kid to the movie. They really enjoy it, and then you can sit through it and not be like, "Oh, that was a waste of my time."
Yes, definitely.
I think they do pretty solid these days with being able to entertain the parents while the kids just sit there and drool. And
well, it wasn't a 50 Shades of Grey movie for me. That's for damn sure. I've already given my review on that one. So, Dan, what else you seen?
Quick, there's I was just kind of looking at a list of movies that have come out this summer and some of the more bigger top box office ones. So there's obviously Minions, Trainwreck that you saw. Ant-Man just came out.
Right.
I haven't seen that one yet. I
love Paul Rudd.
I'll probably
man.
go. Yeah, I'll probably go see it. I'm not like I like Paul Rudd, but I have a real hard time swallowing any kind of him as a superhero.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure I'll watch it. I'm a sucker for a superhero flick, but we'll see. There's Jurassic World, which I saw. Did you see that one?
I did see that, man. What's your take on that movie?
It was good. It's really hard for me to go back and watch a Jurassic movie.
Did you see that? You seen the original one, right?
Oh yeah, we watched all three of them in the movie theater, and like
you would have been a little guy,
so
man.
Epic.
1992, I think, is when the original came out.
92.
Uh-oh.
Either way, man, I remember
Math
seeing,
was involved.
Anyways, aging me. Well, you for sure saw him in the theater, right?
Oh, yes, dude. I seen Jurassic Park like 5 times when it was
I
out.
remember seeing that a few times, dude. And they were so epic, dude. They were so rad. I mean, I remember my mom was like, you have to read the book before you see the movie. So,
Really?
You read the book, and it was super awesome. And you saw the movie, and it was super awesome. And it's really hard, this many years later to capture something that's so awesome and to kind of redo it and, carry along the story. If I was to just see that movie and it wasn't Jurassic, it wasn't attached to the other movies that have been held so high in regard,
Right.
I'd say it was a good solid 8. But just because of the fact that, it by itself it's an 8, but because that I hold it up to the other movies, it's 6.5, I'd say, because
Right.
it was just, I don't know. It's hard, man. It was the original movies were. It's kind of like Star Wars.
Well,
what I'm saying?
I went and I watched and I've got the original, one of the famous clips playing right now where they first see their first brontosaurus or whatever, brachiosaurus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got that classic music and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I the first one, before I went and saw the new one, I made sure that I me and the daughter kind of thing, we sat in the bed and watched the first one, and
Right.
and of course, it's violent, and my daughter's 5, so I have to hide her eyes from certain things, but just she loves dinosaurs, and
Yeah.
and yeah, like this scene here that I've got playing, it's right where that dinosaur stands up on the tree and he's trying to get the leaf, and here it comes. This is one of the best parts.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did. Look at this tear up the rule book on it. Cold-bloodedness, it doesn't apply. They're totally wrong. This is a warm-bodied creature.
This thing doesn't live in a
Oh, come on, say
This
it.
thing's got, what, a 25, 27-foot neck? Brachiosaurus 30.
You got a T-Rex? Oh, excuse me, I farted there.
Yeah.
It's awful nice for our audience just to get to hear the Jurassic Park music. All right.
We're gonna make a fortune with this place.
Yeah, or kill people, one of the two. So, but yeah, I like the Jurassic World, man. But it played just enough into the original movie, I mean, there was like some of the scenes were copies of the original.
Yeah. Right.
Did you catch that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they did it just enough to kind of bring you back just a little bit and go, oh man, what you loved about the original. But yet, I felt like it was a fresh take on it, man. It was.
Yeah.
But the original one, man, it still holds up. What's crazy? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
In a while?
Yeah, no, I watched it right before I went out and watched Jurassic World. I actually went to I was homeschooled. That just came out here. I was homeschooled.
The Daniel
But
Grant was homeschooled.
I was in like a homeschool group, and that girl that's in Jurassic Park, she was in my homeschool group. So
No
I was
way.
I like kind of went to school with her.
One of the young girls?
The young girl, the main girl. Wow, what's her name? I don't remember her name offhand, but
Young girl in Jurassic Park.
the little girl and the little boy in
Right,
Jurassic Park.
right.
Made the original. So like it was kind of cool. Like, oh my gosh, I know her. She's in this movie. It was like the Hollywood moment, back when I was a youngster.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that was a pretty cool thing.
But I mean,
With that.
this new, of course, the CGI rules these movies now, man. There's no real practical effects anymore. But like the scene, of course, it constantly shows in all the previews of where that jumps up, whatever the one that's in the water jumps up and eats the great white shark and stuff, and
Right.
And they quickly take you through it. And there's a guy like the John Hammond character, what was he, Indian guy or something, some billionaire that took over the park.
Yeah.
And obviously this is a popcorn movie because there's dinosaurs. At some point, those dinosaurs, somebody's gonna get eaten.
Right.
so that it is what it is.
Something goes wrong. People gonna die.
But I do love how like they sort of like turn away the second and third movies. Like there's no mention really of those movies. There's one scene where it shows in the third movie. There's that Spinosaurus or whatever they called it. It shows like a skeleton in the background. But other than that, they only play up to the first movie.
Like totally written off. Yeah.
Right. And to me, I actually like the third movie But the
I
second
did
one,
too. I thought the third was pretty fun.
the second one was horrible to me. So, but anyway, so
to tell you the truth, I don't even remember the second one.
oh, it's with Jeff Goldblum is in the second one. It's and then they bring the dinosaur back to San Diego, kind of thing. The T-Rex.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the whole
Godzilla
scene of the
movie.
little Asian guys are running down some road, and they're like
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yeah. I remember
But
that.
so kind of what of that movie really stood out to you of Jurassic World?
Well, there was that main girl. She was good looking. She was good looking.
Ron Howard's daughter.
Yeah, man, Ron Howard's daughter. She's growing up good. She's doing a good job of growing up.
Something what Dallas Bryce Howard or something I think's her name.
Yeah.
Did you go to school with her too, man?
No, I didn't.
Out in Hollywood land?
Out in Hollywoods.
I actually the Chris Pratt character, man.
Oh yeah.
He was a perfect blend of like all the like cool guys of all the other movies, you know. He was supposed to be a Marine kind of guy, and there's that famous scene where he's like he's in the the Raptor thing and trying to save the dude, and he throws his hands up in the air, and it's everybody's like doing memes on this thing now, but like he's in these these three dinosaurs that just want to eat you, and here he's putting up the stop sign, like
Yeah.
but
I did have a, and I pick movies apart when it comes to just like realism or whatever.
right
Where he's like riding his like Triumph, which basically it's a street bike at like
in the woods.
60 miles an hour through a rainforest, just like randomly cruising through, like not much of a like a track to run on. Like I think guys with like full dirt bikes would have a hard time doing 25 through a
Right.
rainforest.
Hey, but there was one movie rule broken, man, in that movie. I don't know if you caught it. There's his partner there, the African American guy. He and I think he's like an African character kind of deal. He doesn't get eaten, which like and it seems like every movie.
yeah.
Sadly, there's the one African American guy that always gets killed or eaten,
See,
but I don't think he gets eaten or killed,
yeah,
man.
they went
So
away from that. I think you're right.
hey, man, in the age of let's all get along, I was happy to see
Progressive.
that.
We're being as a very progressive movie these days.
And I mean, maybe here in the land of the Confederate flag,
flags down. Yeah. No more Confederate flags. We're gonna stop the black guy getting killed or eaten in every movie.
and we're taking
Every
the flag
summer
down.
blockbuster. Yeah.
Well, hey,
So-
man, times are changing. Times are
Times
changing.
have changed. We're we're a little bit more sensitive to these type of things.
Well, did
Appreciate that.
what any other big movies you've seen this year, or any kind of thing
I'm
rental?
running down the list, man. I can't see. There's Ted 2, Magic Mike XXL. I missed that one.
Really, you weren't the premiere
Dodged.
night?
I dodged that bullet. The Gallows Terminator Genesis. I didn't catch that one.
Man,
so
I love the original 2 Terminator movies, and sort of like
I don't
3.
even know if I want to see that one.
Dude, I saw that last one with who was the Batman guy that played whatever his name is in it, and they had Kyle Reese or whatever in the movies.
Yeah, I know. What you're talking
That was a
about.
hunk of shit movie, man. Me and Kelly went and seen that, and
Yeah.
I wanted my money back on that one. I've only seen 2 movies that I really wanted my money back on. It was that one, and then we went to a dollar movie one time and seen that Batman and Robin with Schwarzenegger in it, whatever that one was, where he's Freeze or. It's horrible, Joel Schumacher movie. Yeah, I really wanted my dollar back from that one. So.
Now that I'm going down the list, I have really missed out on a lot of big movies. Mad Max, I still haven't seen that one.
I know.
Which I'm really pissed off because that's like, I know that's going to be a good movie because they didn't use all the CGI. I mean, I've watched like every like excerpt and like how it's made and how they did it and all that stuff, and I still have yet to see the movie, and I'm really.
Speaking of that, have you seen any of the previews for the new Mission Impossible?
Dude, they're playing everywhere right now.
Right. I love all those movies minus the third, I think the third one where he's married or something.
Yeah, I watch them. They're pretty solid,
Dude. Well, they had the previews
cheesy.
today. No, but get this, they had the previews today, and this is on YouTube. They're trying to hype the movie a little bit. Tom Cruise likes doing a lot of his own stunts if he can. So, and they're bringing in this, and it's Tom Cruise going, "Hey, here, check out a little preview of my movie out and stuff." They show him. There's this famous scene in the preview now where it shows him on the side of an airplane flopping in the wind, kind of thing. Dude, he
is like on a C-17. Like
he really
holding onto
did
the
that.
door supposedly.
No, he really did that. They took 7 takes, and they show him like strapping him to the thing and stuff. And they show.
What?
I'm dead serious, man. Like I said, it's on YouTube. Y'all can check it out if you want to.
Look at that, dude.
But-
I was looking at that like, oh, that's got to be CG. There's no freaking way.
No, and it sort of looks that way till they show like side views of the plane going up with him strapped to it and stuff. And
Why?
yeah. What a ballsy dude, man. I mean, for all the crap Tom Cruise takes with maybe Scientology or whatever, that guy is like a madman when it comes to that, because he's nearly, I guess he's probably 50 years old now, and
Yeah, he's getting there.
he's getting to the nursing home age. He don't need to be strapped to airplanes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I would do any stunt that he would do.
Personally,
Just saying. I mean, he's cool, but just know that I'm pretty sure I could do anything Tom Cruise could do.
really, is that a?
Well, Dave, I don't know if you heard, but kind of a big deal, man.
Well, I've kind of heard that. I mean, there's
I'm personally calling out Tom Cruise and saying, Tom Cruise, anything you can do, minus acting, physically, I can do it as well.
Really, it's on now, buddy. I mean, I think we have a wide enough audience now that we can make maybe a competition between you two.
Oh, dude, that would be a solid competition. Just me versus Tom Cruise. We could have a foot race. We could have like a
Cruise the Groot.
a slap competition or something. I don't know, man. I'm calling Tom Cruise out. He's only what, like 5'2" or something?
Yeah, I think he's 5'7".
Sit on him, man. I'll sit on that guy, man.
That's right, man. That's right. So, let's see. What kicked off the summer movies, man? Avengers. Are you a big fan of those?
Yeah, I'd love the Avengers. I have yet to see Age of Ultron.
Well, let me tell you. Of course, we had the Moab episode and everything the craziness we had there, which is, once again, guys, thank you. That's been our most popular, our popular show. 500 listens or so on that one, Dan. It's pretty crazy for us.
That's sweet.
For the three regular listeners, who's our guys like Carjeep?
Yeah, I think Chema.
Chema. And
call out. Well, yeah, we shout out to our regulars.
Who was it? Larry. What was his name? Larry Underwood Jr. or something like that. The other day wrote us a very nice thing.
Yeah, shout out to him. Thanks for the props on that. We enjoy hearing thumbs up from all 16 of you. 16, I don't know how many.
Or they've listened twice.
I think the reasons our numbers are so big because they just keep downloading it for us
on every computer they can find.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of that, guys, if y'all would do us a favor and subscribe, if you're an iTunes listener, subscribe to us, man. It just helps us be able to promote. We get a little money back based on the listeners. That the more listeners we had, the more revenue we can generate through places like Amazon.com. And I'll break into this a little bit, and this is kind of new. If you guys are a listener of the show and go to our website of NissanNationPodcast.com, we have some banner links now from Amazon. And Amazon, all they ask you to do is click the link, and they want to know where you went through to shop with them. And what they do is they give us a small percentage back, and it basically will pay for the hosting fees and everything we do here. But if you'll buy some cool stuff, man, and write us an email and tell us what it is, we'll give you a big shout out for that. So, all right, money's out of the way. So Moab, we flew out there I think Tuesday. And that was the golden sleepover night, I think, Dan.
I think you got there while I was sleeping over in a golden scenario.
Golden scenario now. But anyway, so we had 5 a.m. we left Nashville, and we got into Denver around, I guess it's 7 or 8, and then we kind of BS'd with Corey Sane, and we ended up getting to Grand Junction, which is almost all the way to Moab from Denver. I guess it was 5 or so. We had to go through a mini blizzard through the passes. So we went and found some local place to have dinner, and I thought, well, let's just go see a movie. I think it was around the weekend that Avengers came out. And yeah, so me and Kelly went to see that movie, and I love those movies, and the first one is a perfect movie. It balances.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to balance, like you get enough time with each character. It's not just Iron Man.
The first one was by far one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen.
I'd like to say the second one was just as good, but me and Kelly both just kept nodding off from traveling all day trying to see that. But very good from what I do remember of it. Definitely
good.
a popcorn movie.
Yeah, I haven't snagged it yet. I don't think. I'm trying to remember if I have seen it or not.
You would remember, man. James Spader plays the bad guy, which I love. James Spader, man. He's an awesome actor. He plays Ultron, which is this robot that Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.'s character, actually makes by accident, kind of deal, and then he terrorizes the planet. It it leads into, like, it shows some of the Avengers kind of leaving at the end and some new ones popping in. So it's leading. The cool thing about all these Marvel movies, they're all leading like into there's a bigger picture with all of them.
The Marvel universe kind of coming in. I
was a comic book kid, man, so which is kind of cool that your movies now are kind of doing what the comic books did. I'm super, super excited for Spider-Man that's coming to the Marvel universe again.
Yeah, that'll be cool. The one problem I have, Captain America Winter Soldier was pretty solid, but Chris Evans' character, I just feel like he's a total vag. Sorry to say it, dude, but I just kind of wish Captain America was a little bit cooler. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should have been a little bit like more awesome.
Really?
Like, just have a little bit better attitude. I just feel like he's like this walking tool bag. Like, I totally want to be. I totally, like, in the real world, I want to be like Captain America's friend. In Avengers Marvel movie world,
right?
I wouldn't talk to the guy. I'd be like, "Oh, cool, man," and then I'd be like, "I gotta go talk to my buddy Dave." You know what I'm saying? Cool, you're Captain America. That's cool. And then, you're talking to him after a while. You're like, okay, guy, I gotta go.
I actually I thought the first kind of how they showed him in World War II lines was super cool, man. I like that movie a lot.
That's what I'm saying. The Winter Soldier, he was cool, but I feel like he just kind of totally bitched out in the Avengers movies. He just turned into like a, I don't know, man. He went soft. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch this last one and see if maybe they beefed him up a little bit. But I feel like he turned into like just this, like he could beat people up a little bit, but he's still like soft.
Right. Well, I wasn't a fan of Captain America in the comic books, but I probably those are my favorite movies right now.
Yeah.
So I'm they're filming the third one right now in Atlanta. Which is cool.
I heard it's pretty solid going on.
But I won't spoil much on that. But I guess Captain America and Iron Man have a fallout. But but anyways, like the Avengers one, I'll give that one an 8 out of 10, and probably would give it higher if I actually remembered a lot of the movie.
you know, nodding up.
Yeah. But yeah, so don't go to Moab. Don't fly all the way 4,000 miles away and expect to see a movie that night and pay attention.
Yeah,
but no rentals or anything, Dan. Nothing fun.
Nothing fresh and new that I mean, Furious 7 is now. A lot of the stuff that came out. Jupiter Ascending, I saw that one. What a terrible piece of trash that was. That was like an accidental rental. Like, dude, I was sitting there, it was late, my wife was out of town, and I was like, maybe I'll just rent this. Oh my gosh, I should have watched just some crazy old Asian friggin' Kung Fu Bruce Lee movie. I would have got 10 times more entertainment. This was like the worst sci-fi movie ever, man. Well, I wanted to punch. Who's the main guy in that? Oh, what's that?
Channing Tatum.
I wanted to. He used to be cool, but
back in the Magic Mike days.
I do not want to Channing his Tatum anymore.
Well, I like the girl, but she's not a very good actress. Mila Kunis or whatever her name is.
She has her place in the acting world, and it's not that movie.
Right, and that's the one thing. I don't see her. Yeah. I don't see her in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, whoever directed it or whatever.
The Wachowskis, dude, the Matrix guys.
They should have done a better job. It was like this weird collaboration of like current times, and I don't know, man. It was just stupid.
Well, they got away with the Matrix. The first Matrix is a freaking classic, and then the second one you're kind of like nodding your head like, what the fuck was this? What was that about? And then the third one you're like, what? And then they did movies like Speed Racer, a childhood cartoon that I loved.
Yeah.
And they
actually, you know what? Let me just say this, Dave.
Uh-oh.
The Speed Racer movie that they did was a visual stimulation that I have not had in
right. It was a beautiful movie. It really was.
That was a beautiful movie. I that was all I remember about it, to tell you the truth. I don't know if it was good or bad. I just remember like thinking to myself, like, wow, this movie, like, if you want to check and see if your TV is really awesome, play that movie, and then you can tell if your TV's awesome. You'll be like, holy cow, my TV's awesome. And if you don't think that, then your TV sucks.
Time to go to the Best Buy.
That movie was visually absolutely stunning.
Just turn the sound
I don't
off.
remember anything about the movie.
Right, so you just, on that one, you just turn the sound down and let it go. I will say, I don't know if you caught it in the Jurassic World movie, man, like one of the opening scenes there's a Nissan sitting in dead center. The parents of the two kids that go to the thing, they're driving the minivan, the Quest, I think it is. So
nice.
That was a little shout out to Nissan. We're bringing it back here, Dan, is what we're doing.
Nice. All comes around full circle.
That's right, man. That's right. So, Dan, what beer are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I'm drinking a nice 805 is what it's called, and
that was a good
beer,
man.
They call I think I gave you one out.
You did.
When we were
you did.
I brought some out there. This is my go-to beer. One of the reasons it's called 805 because I live in the 805 area code.
Right.
And Firestone Brewing Company, they're up north of me a little ways, but I believe they're still in the 805. Or they make this like local, and they called it the 805, and it's like I don't think you can get it outside of California from what I understand, but it's a really strong beer to enjoy. I mean, it doesn't have anything that you would dislike.
So if the 805 company's out there, we would like a case of that, please.
Yeah, it's an ale, 4.7% alcohol. It's not too beefy or anything like that. It's like you can drink it.
Is it a dinner kind of beer?
Cold. It's not too heavy. I drink them at the pool all the time.
Right.
You get them in cans and bottles, and it's been my go-to for a while now. Just because I like having a good solid beer.
Well, I used to see you with Coors in your hand all the time, man.
Well, you need your pool beers, man. I mean, your
affordable beers.
There's a time and a place for everything, for the most part. And
I don't know.
Coors has their time and the place, but if you want to enjoy something that tastes delicious, Firestone Walker 805 makes my mouth water.
Yeah. So you're bringing the accent involved in that, huh?
So that's my beer that I'm drinking right now, and I really like it. Let's talk about another beer that I tasted over the 4th of July weekend.
All right.
I was at Costco, also known I think you other places called Sam's Club, or pretty much just it's like a warehouse store,
Right. Yeah, big box warehouse thing.
Yeah, they're freaking huge out where I'm at.
Well, we have them here.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like our local, like my local town. If you're not like buying everything from Costco, you're just not like part of the freaking yuppie cool guy crew.
Right.
It's weird. It's like a culture. Like you can barely get in there on like Saturdays or Fridays.
What's that free food they give out? I'm sure.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, we're there. We're getting ready for our big 4th of July weekend. We were cruising up to a cabin up at a lake that we rented, and with some friends. So we were going there to get all the fixings for our weekend. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be drinking. It's super hot. I'm probably gonna be down by the lake, just drinking beers like all day for like 3 days straight. And I don't want to be dehydrated, so I want to get like a nice, easy beer. I don't want to be drunk after 2 of them.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just gonna get 30-pack of Coors for the weekend or something cheap. I don't want to spend $1 million. So that's what I was looking to go get. So I stop and I see it's called Kirkland Signatures. There's the store brand where they have all their different stuff. So it's a Kirkland Signature Reserve Select beer. And I thought to myself, what better time to try random beer than on 4th of July? So I got the 40-pack, which I think was less than, I think it was like $19 for a 40 or 48-pack or something like that. Dan.
Well, you need to buy your beers in as many as you can.
I threw caution to the wind, and it was all right. I don't think it's as good as Coors. This is a little bit sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more of like a tasted a little bit more like a malt liquor, a little bit.
Right.
I don't think we got. I don't even remember getting a buzz off of it, to tell you the truth. So
Wow.
I have no idea if there's actually alcohol.
So
in
what
it.
are we going to rate these from 1 to 0 to 10 buzz?
Yeah, I think so. So the reserve select did not hit the mark. I would give that a 3 out of 10.
Right. Well,
It was a piss poor beer. In a category of piss poor beers, it was piss poor, and that's kind of hard to do.
Right. Well, I don't know. I've had a beer called Olympia that was like nasty. When we were kids, man, you give somebody a 20 and say, hey, bring me back some beer at a high school party, just something stupid you do. And yeah, somehow here comes like 2 cases of something. I'm like, dude, I only gave you a 20, and it was Olympia beer, and it was like some dog piss, whatever that did the trick, man. But you're expecting some cool beer as a kid, like a Bud Light or something, something, and no,
Yeah.
here comes the nastiest of nasty.
They were probably laughing their way all the way to the bank.
Right. Let me give a shout out here, man. Miss Kara Bear. I'm pretty sure her middle name's not Bear Erickson. We wheeled with her at Moab, man. I think they were the single Toyota people, I believe.
Shoot. I want to say that they were in the first gen, the green first gen.
Okay, but I think they were all part of that group.
I think they were with some people that were in black Toyota, if I remember right. I only had them on one trail. They were on 7 Mile.
Yeah, when we
I
did that
believe,
together.
with me. Yeah.
Yeah,
But, yeah, great people.
I guess her beer of choice is Bud Light. And she said that they just saw Mad Max and they really enjoyed that a lot. So.
Oh snap! They're doubling down on us right now.
Well, not with the Bud Light. They're not.
Well, yeah. I drink Bud Light because that's kind of like a lot of people that I know. That's their go-to.
Right.
It's either Bud Light or Coors Light out here. That's kind of like the go-to around.
Is that like a military thing though?
To tell you the truth, I feel locally the Hispanic population is really full out Bud Light in my area.
Right.
That's kind of the demographic.
Huh.
And
so it's not Corona or something you would expect.
The rednecks, some of the rednecks like the Bud Lights, and then the bros like the Coors. Yeah. Kind of.
So Coors is a bro beer.
A little bit. Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Let's see.
That's why I like Coors, because I'm full bro out here,
Well, you got the hat to prove it, man.
I got it, buddy.
That flat brim hat. But let's see. We really didn't get many other. I was surprised we didn't get more attention on this one on the Facebook page. And
yeah.
Well,
what do you got? What have you been,
dude?
What have you been tasting?
This weekend, man, I was all over the map. We had a little modification day for a buddy here that was lifting his Frontier.
Oh yeah.
And he had a little bit of Guinness sitting there, which I'm not a big fan of Guinness. I could drink it, but I'm neither. Guinness is one of those that it seems like they're hardcore people. Guinness is it, man. And it's I don't want maple syrup for beer, but he had one Yazoo beer. I don't know if they have that out there or not.
Yazoo.
Yeah, and it was the weirdest beer I've ever tasted because like as soon as your first drink of it, it was like a real flowery kind of taste, and I was like, oh, what is this kind of girly beer? But then once you get past that, man, oh my god, it was so good. And I can't. It's Yazoo something. I'm horrible remembering
up the
that
Yazoo,
stuff.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
In your Yazoo.
Exactly, but no, tonight, man, I'm a Corona guy for a lot of times, man. I like, especially if it's hot out, Corona
Fresh
extra
with a little lemon. You throw a little lime in there.
I will from time to time,
Do you salt that rim? Do you like to salt your rim?
What are we talking about here, Dan?
You don't salt your rim, Dave?
No, dude. No, I don't.
Do a rim job
I don't.
on your Corona?
No rim jobs for me, buddy.
Listen, man. Here's what you got to do. You take your lemon,
right?
Or your lime. You squeeze it in.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is then you rub the rim, the mouth rim.
Tell me more.
Of your bottle. Drop your lime in your beer. Then take a little salt and you salt the rim of your beer.
Right.
That's how the real Hispanics do it, my friend. Down in Mexico.
Well, I'm not as close as you are.
That, man. A little salt.
I'll have to try that sometime.
Try that out, man. I'm telling you,
I would try it now, but currently my beer is empty, man.
Yeah, I'm empty too. That's the problem with this. It's like you need to get like 3 or 4, but then they're warm by the time we're done with the show.
Well, I did have some Bud Light Limerita last night, man. I don't know if you've tried those things yet. Dude,
what, Limeritas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were just talking about the Bud Light Lime.
No, man. I try to keep away from these products as much as I can. Miller Lite is my cheap beer of choice. But these little Limeritas, man, they're really good on a hot day. And God, they're like 6% alcohol, so they will knock you on your butt quick.
Those things wreck you.
Right. So yeah, there was. Let's see. I think that was my alcohol choice of last night to review. Yeah, it's is what it is. It's like basically like a margarita kind of thing. That little beer in it. It's pretty good. I guess they sell them in 12 packs, and not too much.
Dave, it's you being a Corona guy. Have you ever done a 3-beer margarita? So this is going to change your life, by the way, and all of our listeners. I'd appreciate it if you tried this. And
is this one of those? Is this one of those things where they dip the? You get a margarita and they dip a beer in it?
No. I'd like our listeners to go on our Facebook page and do this. Go on our Facebook page and let me know how much you like it, because this is my absolute, hands down favorite margarita. So you take and the mix can totally change however you want to do it, but this is a basic mix. You take 3 Coronas, pour them in a big jar, big container. You take limeade, the little frozen limeades.
Mm-hmm.
You throw that in there, and then a couple shots of 2 shots of tequila,
right?
2 or 3, depending on how crazy you're getting that day, and voila, sir, you got a 3-beer margarita. It's like a cheap man's margarita.
Nice.
And they're freaking delicious, bro. You drink those things down like they're water.
Oh, dude, this week
get a little freaking.
This weekend, man, I picked the Moab Special up, Tuaca. I picked up a little Tuaca. We were having a party, and I wanted to share what you call devil sperm with the world.
You're not gonna. You just got that for your enemies that are showing up at your party, right? In case someone you don't like shows up, you'll be like, here's what you get to drink all night, right?
Yeah. Well, I had to give them a little taste of Moab, man, and but y'all have got me hooked on the Angry Balls.
The Angry Balls are good, man. That's a sneaky one. That's good.
Joe Plumber and them. God, they're so good.
JP, those things wrecked us.
Right.
Not this year, but last year.
Oh God, last year we were all over them. But what Angry Balls is you just take a Angry Orchard beer, and what is it, a shot or so, isn't it? That y'all do?
Yeah, about a shot of Fireball.
Fireball, man, and there's a party in a box right there.
Yeah,
get you a few of those
down. You're ahead of the game.
You're very ahead of the game.
You can get ahead of the game way quick.
So that's me, man. I like beers. I can be all over the map with them, but I track one down and I kind of hang on it for a while. So Corona is my beer right now. I guess like the 805 is for you. It's my go-to right now.
Yeah, I usually go from one to another. And, every once in a while I'll get Coronas, or I'll go with 805, or and then I'll find some the Weidmer Brothers Hefeweizen was pretty solid for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You can overdo anything. You
right.
just drink too much of it, and you're like, I want to switch it up for a while. But it's good to have those go-tos.
Right, and
so
do not drink and drive, our friends.
Don't drink beer and then drive your Nissan. You are not doing your Nissan a service, and you're not doing ladies with little babies a service, because you're going to crash into them and smash baby skulls.
Yeah.
And that would suck, bro. Yeah. And nobody likes a guy that smashes baby skulls.
And then then it's the county jail and a lot of touching and feeling, and
it's more like federal prison. You smashed a baby skull,
right,
with your Nissan.
But
if you drink and drive and you get a DUI, I'm probably not going to be your friend. So if that's not a reason, then I don't know what is. There's
no more deals at Xterra Performance for you, buddy.
Yeah, you will get extra. You have to pay extra.
So, are you driving? Are you planning on driving out to Wint this year?
That's the plan, man.
Dude, you got to bring me a case of 805 then, man. I need to enjoy some.
I'll bring a case. I mean, it's my birthday, so I'm going to be bringing my own beers.
That's right. No, we got to take you to the little Mexican place there, man. We got to have those dudes sing to you.
Oh, I don't even know if we should call that a Mexican place, man.
Well,
that's like the Tex-Mex. It's Tenemex. I don't know what you call it, man.
Whatever. It's where you took the Sentra or whatever you were driving over the curb.
I won't get high centered this year.
That's right, man. That's right. I was talking with Chris with Knees Tech the other day, man, and he's pumped to drive out here. And I guess you two were kind of talking about maybe hooking up.
Yeah, we're gonna be carpooling out. So
nice.
That's the plan.
Nice. Oh, and when you come out, I got to bring you. There's a local brewery here. You know, every town now has a brewery. You know.
Yeah, that's the way to go, man.
And it's called Mayday Beer, and I'll bring you. They got the big jugs. I don't know what you call them of beer. Growlers, yes.
Yeah.
And I'll bring you one of them, man, because that.
Well, you know what? My neighbor has a brewery that's in the faded radius, as I like to call it, within stumbling distance, like literally like a half a mile from my house.
Right.
Down at the bottom of my hill. And yeah, they make some ridiculously delicious beers. Maybe we'll trade growlers.
Sweet, man. That'll be nice. I love the growler thing, man, because you buy the bottle and then you just keep taking it back and they throw a little more in it, you know?
Enegren Brewing Company is what it's called.
Well,
my boy Chris Enegren.
We're shouting out to everybody tonight, man.
Everybody gets a shout out when it's a drinking show.
Well, man.
Shout out to Wyatt Earp. Like Tombstone.
One last thing, man, and we'll bring it back to Nissan. Did you get a chance to see the number 7 Titan video or whatever they're doing? The Texas truck meet. They were there. The guys we interviewed with Texas truck meet.
I didn't see that video.
Oh man, it's nice. You know, it shows them. It's starting to show these videos now. You know, it's all started shows production, how they did it and came up with it, and now they're into taking it to the people and let the people kind of look at it. And yeah, it shows like the Texas truck meet. We interviewed those guys. They, you know, Texas is trucks, man. That's their thing. Big full size trucks and those guys seem to have, man, they get a lot of Titans show up for that thing. And where a better place, I guess, to bring it out to some of your club people is, you know, home of the truck in Texas.
Yeah.
And it was pretty neat to see like the guys' first impressions of the truck. And of course they start that diesel and you hear that little bit of rattle of that diesel and gets all them people excited, and you know, them guys instantly trying to get their checkbooks out, trying to leave home with that truck. And
all right.
But yeah, you can get on YouTube. Nissan has a page on YouTube where you can watch all their videos, and
yeah.
And I like to go back every once in a while and dream of Titans that you know I want in my driveway, and it's pretty cool. They I actually was interviewed for one of these little clips. Who knows if they ever use it or not? But here in Nashville, they have a thing called Coffee and Cars, and I think it's kind of they do it everywhere, but it's here in Brentwood where the headquarters is. They all these dudes are showing up in these Ferraris, and I mean just high end cars. And Nissan set up. That was when they were launching the Maxima, and they had the Titan out there. And oh man, it was super fun to get to talk with Nissan a little bit about it, and hopefully yours truly will actually make the clip in my Extermination hat, man. I'm gonna do
nice.
a little.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
But you know, I'm wearing down, buddy. How about you?
I think that's a good show, Dave.
I think so too, man. You know, I
need to go put some aloe on my sunburns, man.
if y'all can see Dan, he's bright red, man, and the lights are off is what's bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's the show, man. I guess we're done.
That's good.
Yeah. So let's see.
One more show for Car Jeep to listen to on his trip to Saudi.
Yeah. Shout out to Car Jeep, man. Our buddy is leaving for Saudi Arabia. That's pretty cool.
We'll miss you so hard.
Yeah, we will. Maybe we'll get you by Moab next year. We'll see you again. It's a year. Yeah. What, a year for him? So.
Yeah.
So there. Well, who else can we shout out? Anybody else? Let's see. Oh, let's just randomly pick somebody to shout out.
Shout outs? I gotta pull up my Facebook page here and see who our homies are. There's so many people that I forget names and places.
Oh, Dan's got it. Come on, Dan. You can pull this out.
I can pull this out.
There's a Zachary Arid that he loves our show. He posted on May 31st that he loved our show. Of course, Car Jeep's all over.
Shout out to John Tyler. I just talked to John Tyler a couple days ago. He may be an ex-Nissan guy, but he's still a cool character.
Yeah, man, dude. We got to interview him. Could somebody have more adventures every weekend?
Every day. He's probably on an adventure as we speak.
Probably is,
How about
man.
Shout out to Rick Vogan.
There you go, the Rickster.
The old man. Still doing it.
That's right, man.
How about Bill Irish?
Yeah.
I have one sock that's just too long.
Oh man, poor Irish. Anybody else? Let me look here. I want to give a shout out to the podcast I was talking about. It's called Hillbilly Nerd Talk, and they're who that's who brought me into that Japanese music that I can't get enough of.
Hillbilly Nerd Talk,
dude.
like
you gotta Hank and Petra are these people's name, and I kind of stumbled on. I was looking up something for the podcast, and I stumbled on these guys, and they're from Kentucky, and dude, they're every bit of they're like the opposite of Kentucky, except they grew up in this area, and they're like very like, not I won't say liberally, but they're just like out there compared to the conservative little town, Hazard County or wherever they're from, man.
Right?
Yeah, it's like they live in the land of Duke boys, you know, and we shit, man. Let's do this. You know. But yeah, check out the Hillbilly Nerdcast.
Hey.
They're put me on this.
Hey, real quick, I know we gave Joe Plummer a shout out, but you know what I saw the other day? Joe Plummer, he's gonna have a baby, man.
Dude,
Chelsea.
yes, congrats
They're
to
gonna
those
have a
guys.
baby, so congratulations to those two characters. And what we'd like to do as a internet toast, we're gonna play a little music for you today.
May this make your the hell of pregnancy and the birthing of your child happy, you know? Oh man, so that is our show, guys. Let me turn that off. I want to say, Dan, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, buddy. Glad to do one of these again, man. It's been a little bit for us.
Sure, buddy. Likewise.
Maybe next time we'll actually have an interview lined up with some movers and shakers of Nissan. And I know you were talking about the guy from South Africa you were trying to line up. And
yeah,
so,
he's a busy character.
Yeah, man, people with lives besides Nissan, there's things you want to do.
Yeah,
but let me say, this is the Nissan Nation, Dan, and we are out.
See ya.